I really want you to sit with this for a second and ask yourself this question. Does this support the life I'm trying to create, or is it quietly pulling me away from it? Because sometimes the things that drain us don't look harmful at first. Sometimes it's the conversations we keep entertaining. Sometimes it's the conversations we keep listening to. Sometimes it's the conversations we keep in our mind. Sometimes it's the relationships we keep excusing. Sometimes it's the habits we keep postponing. My lovelies, welcome to In My Opinion by Oli. I'm your host Oli, and today's message is all about life choices and relationships. Life isn't just built on big decisions. It's built on small daily choices we barely question. And in relationships, this becomes even more real. How many times have you stayed quiet just to keep the peace, even though it disturbed your own inner peace? How many times have you given your energy to someone who only shows up when it's convenient for them, but somehow disappears when you need them the most? And maybe you told yourself, oh, it's not that serious. And you keep telling yourself, they're just going through something. And you keep telling yourself, I'll be okay. But deep down, my lovelies, deep down, you felt it. You felt that quiet pull away from who you're trying to become. Growth isn't always loud. Sometimes it's soft. And it becomes an uncomfortable realization that not everything you love is aligned with the life you're building. And when you realize it, and that hits you very hard. Because letting go isn't just about losing people. It's about releasing versions of yourself that tolerated less than you deserved. Here's the truth we don't talk about enough. We don't talk about how we don't owe our energies to things that cost us our peace. We don't talk about enough the relationship that confuses us more than it fulfills us. We don't talk about the conversations that leaves us drained instead of understood. We don't talk about the patterns that keep repeating but never evolving. My lovelies, you're allowed to choose differently. Even if it feels unfamiliar, even if it feels lonely at first, even if it means disappointing others to stop disappointing yourself, you are allowed to choose differently. And listen, this doesn't mean you stop loving people. Don't get it confused. It means you start loving yourself enough to choose alignment, to choose that balance that you need to become that person you want to become. Because the life you're trying to create, it requires boundaries, it requires awareness, it requires honesty. And sometimes it requires walking away from what no longer supports your growth. You can think about your current relationships that you are in right now. For example, family relationships, sibling relationships, work relationships, intimate relationships. Let's think about that. Do they feel like peace or pressure? Do they feel like growth or confusion? Do they bring clarity or constant second guessing? Because the right connections don't make you question your worth. They remind you of it. At the end of the day, my lovelies, at the end of the day, your energy is your responsibility. And every time you choose something that aligns with your future self, you're stacking those stones slowly, step by step. And you're stacking them intentionally because you know your worth, you know what you're doing. and you're creating a life that finally feels balanced. I'll leave you with this quote, my lovelies. You don't lose people by choosing your growth. You lose what was never aligned with it. I'll repeat it. You don't lose people by choosing your growth. You lose what was never aligned with it. My lovelies, if this message resonated with you, take a moment today and ask yourself, what in my life no longer supports who I am becoming? And be honest with yourself. Alright? Be honest with yourself, my lovelies. And don't forget to follow the podcast for real, honest conversations about growth, relationships, and becoming your best self. Until next time, my lovelies, stay calm. Bye.